Patrick Star is actually an artistic genius. He can turn ordinary stones into handicrafts, attracting residents to line up to buy them. Even a can of paint he poured out casually turned into starry sky painting by accident. One day, Squidward Tentacles was about to admire his own artworks when he accidentally caught a glimpse of SpongeBob SquarePants and Patrick Star's creations. SpongeBob took out a basket, which even had their portraits printed on it. He could even weave works of art with banknotes. When it was Patrick's turn, he wanted to make a basket like SpongeBob, but when the materials got into his hands, they unexpectedly turned into noodles.
This hammer is defective.
Patrick felt like he was good for nothing and couldn't help but feel sad. Fortunately, SpongeBob helped him come up with an idea. SpongeBob took out a stone, first coated it with glue, then stuck on some googly eyes. This scene made Patrick exclaim, "You're a pro." When it was Patrick's turn to create, he made sure to do it in a very hidden way.
Privacy, please.
Sorry.
When he took out his work, SpongeBob was stunned. On the other side, Squidward, who looked at the two like they were fools. Just then, a fish in a suit came over and claimed to be a famous artist. This made Squidward overjoyed, and he hurried to show his own works. But after the artist looked at them, he immediately took off Squidward's beret and said that this hat could only be worn by a real artist. Next, the artist turned to SpongeBob's side and glanced at SpongeBob's handicrafts. However, he only focused on works of art, so he skipped SpongeBob directly and began to carefully examine Patrick's work. Patrick looked very flustered, but when the artist saw this work, he was stunned on the spot.
Naive! You're a genius!
He immediately gave Patrick the beret he had taken from Squidward and bought the stone at a high price. This made Squidward unwilling to accept it.
How many lousy pieces have you sold, Squidward?
But one sentence from SpongeBob left him speechless. But Squidward still thought Patrick would never sell a second work again. However, just then, another resident came to Patrick to buy his artwork. So Patrick picked up a stone at random, stuck some random stuff on it, and it was bought by the resident right away. Patrick held the money he had just earned and deliberately counted it in front of Squidward.
Want to go to work today?
The residents who came to buy Patrick's stone artworks formed a long line, but Patrick looked down and found that all the stones were sold out.
Got anything else?
The artist needs alone time!
He's so eccentric.
He quickly ran to the room where he stored the stones, but didn't know what to do for a moment. Suddenly, he thought of making other kinds of artworks. He took a drawing board and poured out paint. Although a starry sky painting was formed by accident, in his eyes, it was far less good than his stoneworks. Then he found another big stone and directly carved it into a perfect statue.
Let's stage 2!